Alright friends, welcome back to Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G, and look how incredible these Shang Chi Marvel Legends action figures look. Well, this is actually the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure set with a special Target exclusive right there, Katy, and look how incredible they look. All these action figures are awesome, and you're not going to want to miss this. So check out Death Dealer, Wenwu, and so on, and even Little Morris. So guys, let's go ahead and dive right on in. But before we get started, if you've not already subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you get notified every time we have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think of these Marvel Legends action figures, especially Shang-Chi ones. Which one is your favorite? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 action figures in all. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Give us a big thumbs up. And what do you say we go ahead and get started right now?
What is up, Vince and Gigi?
Vince and Gigi, Super Channel G.
Super Channel G.
Gigi.
Vince and Gigi from Super Channel G.
Super Channel G.
Vince and Gigi on Super Channel G.
So tight. Don't stop doing what you're doing.
Congratulations on all your success.
Congratulations on everything.
I will see you on the TV on Super Channel G.
God, is this great!
Welcome back, friends, to Vince and Gigi's Super Channel G, and I'm so excited to get started with this Marvel Legends, Marvel's Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure set, and this, of course, includes Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings action figures for the Marvel Legends. We have one more that's a Target exclusive here, which is Marvel's Katy, but let's see who's in this set. So, of course, we have Marvel's Katy, we have Shang-Chi, we have Wenwu, we have Xialing, Death Dealer, Civil Warrior, and Tony Stark AI version. So this set is pretty awesome. And look at this Build-A-Figure right here. Now, of course, it's Marvel's Mr. Hyde, which is interesting because since this is primarily a Shang-Chi set that makes this Build-A-Figure for Marvel's Mr. Hyde, I was kind of hoping there'd be something else, maybe even a small version of, you know, the Great Protector or something like that, because it was a little surprising to find Marvel's Mr. Hyde. But either way, it's a really cool set, and let's get started. Let's go ahead and dive on in. So let's get these in order, and you know, since this is an exclusive and does come with Morris, maybe we'll start off with this one and then we'll jump on into the order that there is right here. And something that has been interesting lately is Marvel Legends, when they drop Hasbro, when they drop the list of who's coming out Marvel Legends, they have this like digital mock-up of what it's gonna look like. And yeah, so it's kind of interesting how that ends up coming out on there. But alright, let's set everybody else aside and let's jump on in. Let me set this just a little bit higher and put this over here. Okay, awesome. Alright, friends, so let's kick it off with Marvel's Katy, which it's Katy. This is played by Awkwafina, and they did a pretty good job of capturing that face. Look at that. And as I see Morris right here, I'm really excited to get Morris, actually. I wish they had, you know, a little bit of paint on the top to make the multicolored wings, because that would be absolutely wonderful looking. And so, in case you're wondering why I haven't done this Build-A-Figure set, well, I did probably just say it a moment ago, but it's because I hadn't seen the movie yet, and I really wasn't sure who these characters would be. Now that I've seen the movie and absolutely love it, now we have a great idea of who everybody is, and now we can also talk about how cool these characters were instead of opening them and not really knowing who they were. So, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Marvel's Katy. Look at this. Beautiful artwork right here. Look at that with her bow and arrow. And let's see what it says back here. This was, of course, a Target exclusive, and for a little while It was hard to find, and then there were tons of them that were kind of warming the pegs, but here we are. So it says, Marvel Legends, Marvel's Katy. Katy, Shang Chi's oldest friend, is free-spirited and fiercely loyal. Yeah, and that's pretty accurate right there. Let's get her open. And I want to take a closer look at Morris as well. Let me make sure. Morris, right? I wasn't... Trevor was the... Oh, look at Morris. Oh, there is! Look at that. I was way off. The wings underneath. Okay, so I was wrong. Look at this. I could have sworn I remembered it being on top because like that looks very plain. But look at this. Look how beautiful that looks. And it's even like metallic looking. And so even though it does look slightly rushed because it looks like there's some paint bleed over here, it does give it that beautiful color right there. So it's better than nothing. So I'm definitely digging that. Too bad Morris's legs don't move, but look at that. Let's get a little closer over here to our actual camera instead of just zooming in. And this little guy was absolutely cute. And there's a little bit of paint to separate the fur here from right here where it's a little browner. So he doesn't have a face, but remember Trevor said he's a little self-conscious about that. But he's cute, and I like him, and we're gonna set him right here. Now let's get Katy out. So, pop it out of this right here. Let's see, it's proving to be a little harder to get out than I thought. There we are. Let's get this bow and those arrows. There we are. Okay, cool. Slide this out, slide that out. And it looks like these are intended to be together so that we can fill this up and it look like more, I guess. Or maybe here. And then this goes here. So forgive me for not being 100% sure which way this goes, because it's like, okay, maybe that fits right there. And we can probably slide it on in there. I could force it. Well, there we go. Look at that. I'm assuming that's how it goes right there. Look at that. There's a beautiful little symbol right there. It's pretty decent paint for how small that is. And of course we'd have our one arrow right here. I almost thought I broke it, so forgive me. We have two sets of hands that are fists right here. So at least we have that accessory. And then her hair, wow, this is like super soft. Hopefully it doesn't crack off or rip off right there. Let's get even closer so I don't keep zooming. There we are. And they did a pretty good job on that face. Look at that. And this hair, it's actually a little softer than I thought it would be. So we're able to move her head pretty decently. Because it's so big in this shape, it does push the head down when you turn it, because it's up here and then you turn it and it pushes it down. But head goes down that far, comes about that far back, and the arms do go up at the shoulder well beyond 90-degree angle. They turn pretty smoothly. Look at that. And we have a single joint at the elbow that brings us beyond 90 degrees also, so that's cool. Let's see, where's the joint here? Okay, this one's a little tougher. Maybe it's backwards. There we go. That's what it was. It was backwards. Okay. The hand looks a little rushed there, but nonetheless does go back and forth and around. Same thing here. That. So that looks good. I like the texture on her outfit right here. This is soft plastic also, but good thing it opens right here on the side, so we can perhaps be able to move her legs a little bit more than just have them restricted right here. Looks like her ankles do point and flex pretty well, and they do pivot. Ooh, They also have a joint like on the low shin. Interesting, because it already pivots at the ankle. I don't think we even need that. I think that's just there because it's probably difficult to move the legs. But this one here, let's see, it has a knee joint, but the knee's not bending. Well, that one did. Let's see about this one. Okay, well, there we go. Definitely tough there at the knee. I don't like how loose this is right here, that really low part of the shin. We could probably glue that. But anyway, good job with this, with Katy. And let's see, this would be in the left hand. If she's right-handed, which I don't remember, but it really doesn't matter. So it'd be like, there we are. Make her spread her feet a little bit so she can stand a little bit better. There we go. Come up here. Yeah, that'll work. And you know what? Maybe I can just... have her getting ready to... I guess I can't really... I can probably slide it to this finger right here, because if you see, they are spread. So I wonder if it would hold it awkwardly. Yeah, it'd be a little awkward that way. So, I have her hold it. I'll bring this down here. And that'll still look cool for now. And then this looks like it needs to go over. And put it over this arm, I guess. And put it over her head. Forgive me if I put this wrong, so you can definitely correct me. Because what if it's supposed to be the other way? I'm like, maybe let's try that. And if it's way off, that's alright, we'll just put it back over there. Yeah, well, not 100% sure, but it doesn't look as comfortable that way, so we'll put it on this one. And for now, we'll just leave that as it is. So, let's get her bow back here. And the fingers are actually pretty soft and bendy. And if we can at least just get her to stand decently, because her ankles are a little weak. And set her up just like that. Okay, great. Alright, let's straighten out her legs. Have her step like this. And there we go. That's actually not too bad. So let me set this aside. We can put her over there in the back. Oops. I dropped Morris's little case right here. And let's move on. Let's see Sean, aka Shang Chi. Okay, so let's set her up over here and let's see. It's moving. Now we'll be fine. Put it right on over here with Morris. Or we can put Morris over here. That looks cool. Okay, let's move on. All right, so we are at Shang Chi, And he looks pretty awesome, actually. This definitely looks like him. Look at this cool weapon right here. And we have a Build-A-Figure piece, finally. Finally, the second one. And this is, of course, Marvel's Mr. Hyde. And that is, which leg is this Mr. Hyde? Left leg. So, I'm going to be honest, this looks very much like it's a Kingpin body, maybe even reused. And just slight variation of it is what it looks like. Again, here's everybody in the set. We're at the first piece of this. And let's see what it says about Shang Chi. And look how awesome this artwork looks. I definitely was digging his outfit because that looks cool. Look at this right here, the artwork. And it says,
Shang Chi, trained since childhood by the mysterious Ten Rings organization, Shang Chi must confront the past he thought he left behind when he is drawn back into his father's web.
absolutely, that's cool. So let's get him out here, and I'm glad he has accessory hands. Oh, I didn't even cut it. Extra hands as accessories. It would be cool if he had something else, but maybe even another head sculpt. But again, nonetheless, looks cool. And let's get our Build-A-Figure piece. And you know what? Watch this. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Look. How similar? I guess it's not completely similar. It's definitely not the same. There are some similarities, but it's not. So I was like, okay. Slight variation then. Okay, set that aside. And Xialing. Let's bust him out. And we probably are going to want some of these other hands because these hands are meant to hold this. Let me see, how can I get this out without breaking it, without destroying the package? Why am I saying that? Because it has this little piece right here. So, how well does this fit in his hand? Pop that on in there. It's a little bit longer than it was in the movie, but yeah. Let's get closer. Let's zoom in. Let's set this aside. Look at that head sculpt. The head sculpt and hair looks pretty awesome. Got something right there on the face. Get some of that smudge off there. So that looks awesome. Look at that. So that looks cool. Look at the texture on his outfit. I'm definitely digging that. Look at this. This looks great. There's a little bit of breakage in the black, but nonetheless still looks cool. Wow, that is a epic ab crunch. Look at that. Turns at the waist. His head. He does not have epic head movement, but he does move his head a decent amount. His head actually tilts a lot. Look at that. Wow, that's cool. Oh, he's got one of these. Okay, so let me see if I can pop his head off. We have this where it moves here instead. Look at that. Okay, cool. Let's pop that on in there. Look at that. And then it looks really realistic, actually. Okay, his shoulders move to about a 90-degree angle up. Turns right here in the high part of the bicep. We do have double joints. Let me get this back out of his hand. Double joints right here at the elbow. So it comes into almost a 45-degree angle. So look at that. Or roughly a 45. Wow, this one came in even more. So let's see. Yeah, came in more. Look at that. Alright, this part right here is like a soft plastic right here at the waist. The legs bring it into almost a 90-degree angle. He's still leaning a little bit back. Look at his pants. We got double joints at the knees, and man, does he have I'm glad that he can pose that dynamic posing right there. Look at that. His knees come in a lot. They do. His legs do turn the high part of the thigh. Let's bring this in. This nice, thick, chunky movements there, so it's not loose. Legs come this far out, as far back, and as far as his shoes. Let's see. Point and flex, pretty good, and ankle pivot. Look at that. Awesome. Look at that. So that looks awesome. And how do I want him to stand? Let's see what kind of cool hand we have. Alright, help me understand what's going on with this finger. Or is like holding like this. And would we prefer this hand right here that's kind of grabbing? Maybe. Let's see. There we are. Just twist that and pull it out. Let's bend the wrist up. And so, there we are. Let's see how that looks. I don't know martial arts myself, so can't tell you. I'd have to look at the picture of what it looks like when he's posing. Let's see. I mean, that looks pretty awesome. And let's see if I can get this leg and this leg to stay. Yeah, that looks all right to me. I'm actually digging it, and I think it looks definitely like him. And I'm sure we can get even more awesome poses. But for right now, I'm very pleased with that. Set that aside. We'll get some more poses later. Let's set this up right here. Ooh. Is he too far forward compared to Katy? And let's have him lean back just a smidge. Look at that. So, that looks pretty outstanding. They look pretty good together there. I'm definitely digging that. Okay. And you know what? Maybe let's set him that way so we can move her this way. And give him more space over here. Bring Morris this way. Bring her over here. And that looks pretty awesome. Look at that. All right, pretty cool. Look at that. Okay, let's move on. All right, who do we got next? Okay, so next, oops. Oh, there we go, I'm needing my camera everywhere. We have Wenwu, and I'm really excited about this because he was actually a pretty outstanding character. And oh no, we got our friend falling over here. Let's have him lean back just a bit. And so Wenwu turned out to be a pretty outstanding character in the movie after all, and we now know that the 10 rings in Iron Man 3 they copied the 10 rings and pretended to be him with Trevor and instead of Wenwu, and then just called him Mandarin. And so that was a great part of the movie. I'm sure you liked it too. Let's see this package. He looks great there. It's the same picture 3 times. It wasn't on the Shang Chi one, but this one is. And so let's see what it says here. It says,
Marvel Legends Wenwu. Shang-Chi's father, Wenwu, is the feared leader of the Ten Rings organization, which has lurked in the shadows of the MCU since the very beginning.
very cool. Look at that. Here's everybody else again who's in the set. Now we have the right arm and perhaps the cane. Yep, that's what we have here. And one weapon right here, but he doesn't need to use any of that. So he's got the 10 rings. Let's bust him on out of here. There we go. Check that out. Look at our Mr. Hyde arm. We got some fuzz right here. Wow, look at that really gnarly looking thumbnail. Literally. Oof. Got a bit of fingernail going. Of course, it's supposed to be like beast, not fingernail, but just looked funny. Okay, set that aside. And also this huge cane. Look at this. Huge. That. Oops. Set that aside. To this weapon, I'll bring it out here just because it looks cool. But get Wenwu out, and here's these cool hands that we can swap out. If we wanted to, we could swap those out with Sean over there. And these are to hold this. But always cool to have extra accessories, especially hands. So I'll set that aside over here. And let's take a look at that. So, let me bring it in closer. This head sculpt definitely looks like it's, well, it's not as close as the one we had for Sean over there, but we have similar articulation, and his head does definitely resemble him. So we'll say that. Look, push it back and forth. See his head comes about that far down, this far back. So it doesn't go as far back and around as the other one, but it does have tilting articulation. Let's see, what's this? This is soft plastic and attached here at the top. That way it still allows freedom to move the arms. It moves up here, like at the low part of the shoulder instead of the high part of the bicep. We have double joints right here at the elbow. However, the elbow joint appears to be really soft. Or at least it did on the other one. Let me see. It's supposed to move both. There we go. Because it wasn't moving both for a second there. Well, this upper part moves easier than this lower part. There we go. Same thing here. Wow, we can actually bring the arms almost all the way in. Okay, the shoulder doesn't move up as much because it is restricted by this, but it does turn all the way around, nice and smooth. Let's see if we can turn that out. Let's see, what about ab crunch? Wow, okay, we have it. He's made differently, so this one moves like where the rib cage would be. He turns like that, so he doesn't turn at the waist, but he turns up here. It's got his little man dress man skirt. And looks like it may not be attached, but it definitely doesn't come lower than his hips. And hopefully that allows for him to still have dynamic posed legs. So his legs come about this far up. And look at that pattern. That pattern looks awesome. So does this pattern on his belt. And wow, look at that. Just bring this closer instead of zooming again so we can get a... Oops, sorry guys. Come on. Why is this not in better focus? There we go. So there we are. And man, that's some pretty good little detail for being such a small thing. Look, there's literally my thumb. That shows you how small it is. And there's this right in the middle. So that's cool. Look at his boots. Even they have a little bit of silver trim. Look at that. Oh, cool. Let's see. His boots right here at the ankle, they do pivot pretty nicely. The joint at the knee, well, this is kind of blocking it, so it's hard for me to move it. But we do have two super tough joints right here. Look at this. Well, this upper one moved a lot easier. It looks like the bottom one's not even moving for me. So maybe we can soften that. There we go. Just applied pressure on there. And so we were able to move that. So that's cool. So how can we pose him to really show off his 10 rings instead of needing to use a weapon? Or do we want him to just to stand super tall? And let me check, I forgot. If his, okay, good. His wrists do move back and forth and around. So, I'm not a big fan of his elbow joints because they're not moving the way I would like. Let's see if we can get this to stand pretty well. And, of course, his elbow isn't being cooperative. That looks pretty cool, actually. I just wish this opened up a little bit so that I can have his legs like ready as if he was gonna fight in the scenes that it does have him showing his fighting. I didn't want him to just be standing there, but nonetheless, that still looks pretty cool. How subtle this might be. You see how it looks if I... No, that looks pretty good. I was gonna switch the hands to see how those look, but that looks pretty outstanding actually. Let's tilt the head just slightly back. There you go. It does make a difference. And look how cool that texture looks. Look at this blue right here. It looks awesome. So I am digging that. I just wish again that this wasn't restricting the leg posability. But that looks pretty awesome. Let's have him right here. And that looks pretty outstanding actually. And there's the 10 rings. 5 and 5. So, pretty awesome. And let's keep moving. Set this right over here. Okay, awesome. Okay, and next we have Xialing. And she definitely looks like her as well. So they did an outstanding job with these Marvel Legends for the movie. Whoever did the sculpt and just the design overall was a genius because these definitely look like them. So this box looks awesome. Look at her right there. And her outfit that her mom had made for her and they had ready when they went to Talo. That looks pretty outstanding. There's her right here. That's beautiful artwork. Definitely does resemble her. Look at that right there. Same picture 3 times, unfortunately, but it does look great. And let's see what it says here. Again, everybody in the set. Well, she comes with the upper body.
So it says, Marvel Legends Xialing. When her estranged brother Shang Chi suddenly shows up in her life, Xialing must choose between the solitary life she's created for herself or join her brother in the fight against the 10 rings.
Pretty awesome. So let's get her out. And let's see how her action figure is. There we are. Or you know what? Even a Build-A-Figure that would have had like, what was it? His name, Razor Fist. That would have been cool too. So this is interesting. Look at this little bow tie. This soft plastic. And there we are. I'm like, isn't this what? Okay, there it goes. Okay, so we'll set that aside for now. We'll take a look. We actually have 3 whole sets of hands. We have hands that are straight. We have ones that can hold. Oh, well, actually, we have... What? I said 3 sets and we don't have 3 sets. Wow! Okay. So we have 1 set here. We have 2 sets here. We have 3 sets here. And a half. So we have 1 that holds. 2 that look like this. Matching fists. Matching ones like this. And 1 that holds. 1 straight. So, wow! We actually have a total of 7 hands. Let's get her out. Let's see how she looks. We have this weapon that she got in Talo right here. And it was cool because they were enchanted somehow. Some sort of magic that could kill those soul eaters. So that's cool. Too bad we can't pose that and then like open it up a little bit, but that's alright. Okay, so this looks similar to her. Doesn't look exactly the same, but definitely there's some resemblance. This one obviously looks more. This one looks less, but they still did a pretty good job overall. I'm not happy that look how loose her upper body looks. Now it's not completely loose the whole way, but it definitely was loose there. Look. Okay, let's see her head. Was this far back and this far forward. This one tilts too, so it must be the same kind of joint up there that we saw on the other figures. Arms go around smooth. Goes up beyond a 90-degree angle. We have a single joint at the elbow that comes in beyond 90 degrees. The wrists go back and forth. Pretty good looking hands actually. So look at that. Definitely digging the details on her outfit. Although that black could be a little less sloppy, it still looks pretty good. Like this one doesn't continue all the way. The line quality is a little inconsistent, but still looks pretty good. Look at that. Okay. She doesn't turn at the waist, but she turns up here. The legs come to almost a 90-degree angle forward. Look at her pants. Look at her shoes, because I can't see if they're boots. Let's see. Do they point and flex well? They sure do. Look at that. Wow! This one's a little bit looser than I would like, but that's probably a bit much. Uh-oh. There we go. I was like, got stuck. Turns the high part of the thigh. And we do have some pretty good double joints for... This one's a little looser than I would have liked, but we definitely got some really good pose action here. Look at that. Awesome. So, how are we gonna pose her? Alright. That looks cool. And do we want to switch out one of her hands? Maybe. Let's see, what else we got here? We got fists, an open hand. That looks pretty awesome. Right there. And I guess she could hold this with her hand, but let's just see what that looks like right here. That looks pretty awesome. Would it look weird, better, or worse if we also put it over her head? Nah, we'll leave it there instead of struggling with it. So that looks pretty outstanding. What are your thoughts? Let's see. There we are. It's pretty awesome to me. So, alright, let's put her right back over here, next to her dad. And that's actually... There we go. There's the family back together again. That looks really cool, actually. Okay. Awesome. You know, what I was thinking about is that these action figures probably be hard to find, if you can even find them, because Target may have actually already, although they were on the shelves so long with no one buying them because no one knew who they were before the movie came out. They'd probably be hard to find now, just because it's been so long, and I think they really don't carry them at Walmart and Target anymore, as far as the Legends. So, let's see, we got 3 more in this set. And the last one from Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is Death Dealer. And so for the longest time, this one was the hardest one to find. Was definitely the hardest, and look how awesome this looks. And I will say this, I remember thinking, man, this has to be the bad guy or one of them, and it's probably super epic, and I'm sure other people thought that too. And this dude barely even played a role in the movie. It was very minor. And you know, obviously they showed like the history that Shang Chi was learning and being taught, but not a whole lot happened, and then we only saw one death dealer, so it wasn't like there was a whole clan of them as far as we could tell. There could have been, but not as far as we could tell. But look at this beautiful package. Look at that art right there. It's the same picture 3 times, and it says
Marvel Legends Death Dealer. Death Dealer is one of the most formidable opponents Shang-Chi has ever faced.
and that's all it says. Look at that armor. Looks cool, man. That's beautiful artwork right here. That armor right there. Look at that dagger. Look at it. I turned it there so it can get out of the shadow, and it was a drawing. With that belt with the 10 rings, that looks awesome. So already here, it's the 5th one actually, because we had the Katy, Marvel's Katy, and with the 4, this is the other arm. Look at that. So all these in red because they all go together. So let's get this Death Dealer out, and let's take a closer look. So we have Mr. Hyde's other hand. We'll set that aside over here. And you know what? Let me compare this to this. Not the same. I actually thought it was going to be. I made a false assumption. So let's come closer. And if you can, why don't you comment which one of these Shang-Chi figures you like the most so far. Man, this is definitely beautiful work for them sculpting and designing this action figure. And if you're wondering, how do you know it's a guy? Because all of Wenwu's army was men only. So there we are. Let's see what's going on here. Is like ab crunching or something, because I was trying to move the head and neck because it looked like it's supposed to come down here when I was moving it. There we go. It was like the whole body was moving. There we go. Look at that. Head actually moves back really far and really far forward, and then appears to either move at the neck or the high chest. Be careful here they don't crack this off, because it's moving soft, which is good, but I'm afraid it'll like rip off. We can pivot the head a little bit. Let's see. Turn this around pretty, move this around pretty nice. The shoulders. Well, okay, good. Moves beyond a 90-degree angle, and look at that. Look at this beautiful texture right here on the outfit. Ooh, that looks cool. These do not come out. They look like they could, but they don't. They're super soft plastic, but they look awesome. Look at this outfit right here, is soft plastic as well. Let's see the legs actually. Okay, good. They have an opening here so that we can actually have a more dynamic pose. I was afraid we're gonna have to keep these legs just stiff like we had for Wenwu. Look at this. 10 rings right there. This one's a little sloppier than the one that Wenwu has, but it's still cool. Look at the knee guards right there. Look at that. That looks awesome. And look at these boots. It does pivot and point and flex, so that's awesome. It doesn't point and flex and pivot very hard, but still does it. We have double joints right here, so that's awesome. And then it turns the high part of the thigh, so all that's great. Let's see the armor right here on the wrist. That looks cool. Hand goes back and forth and around. These fingers are actually kind of soft, and so that turns. Look at that. So how far do the arms come in? Really far. That's a great thing. Look at that. And then we have these two hands, like this one has throwing those daggers and one of them holding it. So that would be cool. Let's switch that up for both of them. Let's get that tape off. Put those hands in there. whatever. Put it like that for now. And put that like this. Put this right here. Look how cool that is. So I guess we can I thought it was going to look super cool, but I'm not 100% sure right now anymore. Because it looks like it was almost cool. So, it's just not dynamic enough. Ugh, come on, shoulder. There we go. Nah, it looks a little awkward. Sorry, guys. Let's bring this back. Thought it was gonna be great. It was, oops, it was okay. Let's bring this other arm back. Maybe we keep the one where he's holding the dagger. We still keep the super dynamic pose. There we go. I guess that's definitely working better. That looks cool. There we go. Let's have him stand kind of like we have Xialing over here, so that it looks kind of interesting. And both of them are like, okay, maybe his head's tilted too much. There we go. Sorry. Not bad. You know what? I still need to fix. There's so much head tilt now with this set that I gotta fix it just a bit. Bring it forward a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now that looks better, because it was like all too much to the side, and now we're bringing it forward. A lot more natural looking. Okay, great. Look how awesome these look so far. Pretty outstanding. Okay, awesome. So let's just move that a little bit that way. Put that there. Put these back in here. There we go, so I don't lose them. And there we go. Let's move on to our last two figures and then our Build-A-Figure set. I'm sorry, character. What do you say to that? Okay, I've been excited about this one for a while. Civil Warrior from Contest of Champions. And this one looks pretty cool. It's actually in a white box. Look at that. This is a Gamerverse action figure. And there's the head of Mr. Hyde. Look at this really interesting looking shield right here. So that looks awesome. Look at this artwork. Looks like the same art mirror image on this side. And we'll see what it says. This one is going to come with the head, of course, which we already saw in the hat. And it says,
Marvel Legends Civil Warrior. In an alternate Earth ravaged by civil war, Captain America assumes the mantle of Civil Warrior.
That looks awesome, and definitely looks like an Iron Man type suit with what appears to be an arc reactor. Look at that. So, very cool. Alternate Earth. Awesome, let's get him out. Oop, I keep forgetting. Let's open that up. So let's see how he looks. Okay. are no accessories here outside of the shield, which is unfortunate because it would have liked something, maybe a hand. I don't know. Look how cool that looks. Wow, look at his eyes. That is tremendous detail on those eyes. Not bad. That looks cool. Wow, this is like another piece that they just put in there, and that was for the teeth and the eyes. Okay, well that's cool. That's how they got that. That's neat. Okay. Get the shield on out. Civil Warrior on out. There we go. From Marvel Contest of Champions. There we go. Sorry. Trying to get the box closing over here away. And this actually looks really cool. Look at that. Oh, got a little fuzz on there too. Interesting. Okay, so the head goes this far down, this far back. That's actually quite a bit. That's awesome. Tilts a little bit. Turns very well. Look at that. I love the way his suit looks. Wow, he's got some red underneath. In his armpit. His arms go out beyond a 90-degree angle. Wow, look, it kept going. Cool. They don't come straight down though. They still stick out a little bit. Turns right here. The high part of the bicep. We have double joints right here at the elbow. Let's see. Very cool. Same thing here. It does turn right here at the wrist. Look at that. And same thing here. That looks really cool. We have an ab crunch it's not loose, but it's not as tight as you would hope it would be. Turns right here at the waist. Look at that belt. So that utility belt right there, that looks awesome. See, right here on the thighs, it moves in the high part of the thigh. Comes to what appears to be the legs actually come out to perhaps a 90-degree angle. Look at that. So that's pretty good. We have double joints right here at the knees. So, and they're pretty thick as far as how that moves. Look at that. I'm liking the way it looks right here in the ankle. It's like this interesting ball joint right here. Look at that. Okay. So that looks cool. So I'm really liking this figure. And look at this texture right here. Are these little hexagons? They sure are. Look at that. Man, that looks awesome. Okay. Look at that. That looks cool. And then, wow, that looks very techy in there. That looks awesome. Look at that. A lot of love went into that detail. So we can actually put it as a peg, what we normally put right here. Some of our action figures, which they can actually hold. He can hold the shield like that. Or we can go like this and put it on his wrist. Look at that. So, thoughts? This is a cool looking figure, look at that. So I'm gonna have him stand up strong. Bring his arm down. There we go. Turn this in. And it looks like his arms don't go straight down or straight out, because look, I know they don't go straight down here because this restricts it. They also don't straighten up because this comes this way instead of out instead of down. So that is important to keep in mind. There we go. There we go. So that looks cool. We'll just have a strong pose like that. That looks cool. Awesome. He doesn't really match our other figures, but he looks cool. I'm gonna have to straighten this leg out a bit. that's really cool. Look at that. Awesome. We have one more. Look at that. And then our Build-A-Figure. Okay, great. So last but not least of the boxes that we have Iron Man, Tony Stark AI. And this looks pretty neat. I'm digging the way that looks. And then we have a clear head that's supposed to be like artificial intelligence, hologram style, I believe. Look how cool that looks. That artwork actually looks outstanding. That's a mirror image over there because these two are the same, and this is a mirror image. There we are. This is number 6, so this has the last piece, so it's the right leg. And let's come up here, and it says
Marvel Legends Tony Stark AI. After a tragic battle, Tony Stark lives on in digital form as a hologram at the helm of a high-powered robotic suit of armor.
You know, I didn't know that. So I spoke too soon, and there we go. So, digital form as a hologram, the helm of a high-powered robotic suit of armor. That is kind of cool and unfortunate, but still kind of cool. Here we go. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy and take out our last piece of Mr. Hyde. We can build that in a minute. There's that leg. We'll set that aside. Look how cool this looks. So, right off the bat, I'm going to want to pop out the hands that are just fists. Because he's definitely not a boxer. So we're not going to be punching. Over here, we're going to be using this repulsor blasts. We'll just twist that, put these back here. So, looks like these do not have an extra joint where sometimes you can move it back and forth. But we do have these, which is pretty common nowadays. Let's show these as the blast coming out. Look at this. You can actually put that down so that it shows him like, look at that. This is a really cool head sculpt actually. And if we got another one and painted it, this would definitely look like Tony. Let's see, the head goes pretty far forward, pretty far back. Look at that. Tilts a little bit, turns. And it's cool how you can see the joint inside. Look at that. I'm actually really liking the way that looks. So the arms click as they turn around. They go out beyond a 90-degree angle. Look at that. So that looks cool. The hologram head actually looks a lot cooler than I thought. Right here it turns the high part of the bicep. Arms look like delicious Laffy Taffy. Arms come in beyond a 90-degree angle. Look at his arc reactor here. This ab crunch is right here, and ab crunch is pretty epic. Look at that. Turns at the waist, and then this is attached at the top but not at the bottom. And the legs come out pretty far forward, almost 90-degree angle. Turns right here, the high part of the thigh. We have good double joints of the knees. Look at that. And looks like the knee joint did loosen up a lot after we did that. It turns right here at the high part of the shin, but luckily it's nice and tight. And then there, point and flex and ankle pivot. And yeah, the legs only go so far back because they're restricted right here. And look at that. His hips are a little bit looser than I would have liked. Now they still hold, but right here and the straight up, they do drift a little bit. So this looks cool. If we had him floating, that would be awesome. That actually looks really cool. And look at this classic, almost style Iron Man helmet. You want to see what that would look like on? I'm sure you would, because I do. Even though I really like this head. Ooh, look, the more classic style. We were just talking about that. classic style joint for the classic style head. Wow, cool. Which head do you want to leave on there? This one or this one? This one is actually great. If you're leaning forward that much, then we need to fix the ankle. There we go. How's that? It's pretty outstanding, and I do really like this head sculpt. I'm gonna set this aside right here for now. I'm gonna put them right over here. So that looks great. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, technically 8, and then 9. We're gonna move on to our final action figure, which is our Build-A-Figure for Mr. Hyde. And I'm gonna put this away for the Iron Man Tony Stark AI, which is actually a really cool figure. Look at that. And we'll move on. And last, for sure, but not least, is our Build-A-Figure. Bring this here, this here, this here. This leg. Set that aside just like that. Look at that. There we go. And, yep. Let's go ahead and get them built. Let's pop this on right here. Here we are. Okay, great. Oop. I celebrated too soon. Okay, let's get his arm right here. I was hoping to have heard a click. I'm not hearing any clicks whatsoever. There we go, that had a click. Okay, this goes right here. Twist this sucker on. Wow, this one's really fighting me. Move this arm up. Let's move this jacket out. Actually see it. Oof. Man, it's really giving me a run for my money. Get open on the other side. Here's the thing. If I'm holding it from here, I could be twisting this joint really hard. I don't want to do that. I don't want to wear out the joint at the hip. I don't want to wear out anything else. So I'm like, I don't want to torque this too hard. You'll break that off. It's just an awkward place. Let's see if I can get this leg in there. Man, interesting how bad this is. Actually fighting me because I don't want to break it. Okay, we got that leg on in the front, but not the back. But let me just roll this out. Sorry, good luck. There we go. As far as that one, and for this one, there we go. Okay, that's all it took. And clearly he does turn at the waist. Okay, sorry if that was off camera because I was looking at it in real time here, in real life. Okay, so look at his face here. He actually did a pretty interesting job by having that other piece of plastic to fill out his mouth, his teeth and gums, and his eyes, but it looks kind of cool. His 2 shades of hair, because his mutton chops right there, trying to copy some Wolverine style. Look at his hat, doesn't come off. I was like, nope, doesn't. His head actually moves pretty decent. Move this forward so it's not constantly shaking on there. Look at his huge bow tie. Look at this jacket and vest are all one piece. His arms click as they turn. We have a single joint right here in the elbow. Look at that, but it does turn there. wrists turn in and out and around, and they don't turn a whole lot in and out, but they do turn some. Look at that. There we go. There we are. Turns at the waist. Turns right here in the high part of the thigh. Legs come out to about that much. Not about, but they come out that much. The knee joints go that much to not quite a 90-degree angle. And then the ankle does pivot a little bit. Look at that. So, well, that one does. Why isn't this one? There we go. There we go. So, got this huge collar that's actually popping up, and interestingly enough, that's how they wanted it. So we have this cane. We want them to hold it like that. Yeah, we will. And so, this is kind of a random action figure, in my opinion, to have as a Build-A-Figure, especially when this was the Shang Chi set. But nonetheless, an interesting Build-A-Figure, even though it may not be one we necessarily really wanted. So let's put that right there. And let's take a look at everybody in this set. Again. Because they all look so cool. Look at that. Let me see if I can arrange everybody slightly different. Let's see. Okay, this will definitely do. We have everybody fighting each other. Well, technically, we have Wenwu and Death Dealer versus our heroes over here, including Morris. Cute. And then we have Mr. Hyde fighting against Civil Warrior and our AI Iron Man. Doesn't that look awesome? Well, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with us here today. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button below. Hit the notification bell next to it so you're notified every time we have a new video come out. Talk to us in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think of these action figures. And yeah, they were a lot of fun, and we got more great videos like this on our YouTube channel. Please check back there so that you can see more great videos like this. So guys, leave us a comment, give us a big thumbs up, and we'll see you soon on Vincent Gigi's Super Channel G. Peace.